Day one of me debunking the myth that poor form causes injury with lifting. So a while ago, a few of you reached out with some comments on an idea I had to write a strength training book for riders. And the #1 request that I had was to include videos so that people knew if they were doing their exercises right or wrong, so they wouldn't hurt themselves. Now, I love the idea of including videos because I am absolutely a visual learner too. But it was just so clear what a fear people have around lifting wrong being a common cause of injury. Now, the reality is, we just don't have evidence for that. And I totally get why people are fearful though. I feel like every other video on social media is telling you that if you lift with an incorrect mechanic, you're gonna explode your back or blow out your knee. To put it plainly, we do not have strong evidence that lifting form is related to injury risk. But like anything, that doesn't mean that lifting is completely risk-free. People do injure themselves lifting. So what actually drives injury rates in the gym? What is actually way more likely to drive injury risk is not technique. More often than not, it's a lot more about people progressing too much, too fast, too soon, faster than their bodies are able to adapt, with not enough recovery between sessions to allow their tissues to heal and get stronger. And so what you end up with is this accumulated fatigue that can potentially lead to injury risk when it reaches a tipping point. The other scenario we often see is if someone is doing something new or intense beyond what their body is prepared for. I'm talking someone doing 150 overhead lifts when they haven't had their arms overhead with weight in 10 years. Or that 16-year-old at the YMCA who thinks he should be lifting the same amount as people who have been lifting for 10+ years. Injury is a lot more about your body's capacity compared to the demand. It has very little to do with technique. And the fear that people have around technique is what stops them from getting started in the first place. So do yourself a favor, stop worrying about doing it wrong, start slow and build progressively and consistently, and you will be fine. The risk of you not exercising far outweighs the risk of you potentially getting injured by pushing your body a little bit too quickly or lifting with quote unquote incorrect form.